All right, mic check, 1, 2. Um, Second unscripted video on this YouTube channel. I thought that I would play my third demo and show off the new platforming level, and then talk about some of the rooms in the platforming level and why it's designed the way it is, and where it kind of succeeded and where it failed. I said I was going to do this last video, and I'm going to try and not go over the new mechanics because I already went over them in the last video, but I might. Um, One of the big changes is this level can now be beaten compared to the previous platforming demo. So, I've got a door and it says you win when you open the door. I already kind of had a spiritual you win with the gold button last time, but, now it's a formal level ended victory kind of thing. Still very primitive, but, we'll see that when we see it. The other idea with this level is the first platforming demo I released, it was purely um, get to the end, and every single room was just a puzzle room to, like, do you know the mechanic of getting through this room? And if you didn't know, then you would get stuck for a little bit, and then once you did know, you just go through it properly, and that was that. And there was not much to it beyond that. I wanted to have a level that was very slightly less linear, I guess, and that way people playing through it would kind of have an idea of exploring too. And it's I've never done anything like this. I've only barely made a few levels in any games ever, all stuff from like RPG Maker, stuff like that. And of course, I played a bunch of levels in all kinds of video games, but making a level is a bit of a different thing. You want to kind of tell people, you want people to know when they're kind of going off the main path, either because it feels like they failed, or because it's harder to go that way. So maybe it's like a way for a secret. It's too hard for like a general path, stuff like that. Anyway, this door, I don't think anyone during the when I released it like went over and explored the door at first. No one like tried to come up here and go into the door. I don't think. Everyone just like immediately started exploring the level. They were like, it'd be too easy if you just went into the door right away. And they're right. The door doesn't actually do anything yet. You got to find a key and bring it back to the door. And I didn't actually say that anywhere. I don't think. I don't think in the README I mentioned a key in a door, but people figured it out thankfully, so that was cool. What's amusing about this door sprite is my programmer actually made this door sprite. I didn't do it. I told my programmer, I was like, I'm gonna make a door, and I'm gonna make it like, I'll do the sprite and I'll make it super obvious it's a locked door. I'll have a keyhole on it or something, and then people will know to bring a key to it. But then when my programmer shut off the door mechanic that he'd kind of been working on, which is very primitive but it works. Um, there's like he just made his door sprite. It's just like, here you go. I already got a door sprite, so save me some time. Um, huh. So one of the things I wanted to do was in this opening area. One of the things I wanted to do was multiple paths, and right here is the first kind of instance of a multiple path. This one, it's pretty obvious that if you go down there, you like kind of you did it because you fall. If you just run across, first of all, there's no way down, and then you run across because you don't even know what falling tiles are, and then you realize there is a way down. And the idea with this is that on your return journey, it's a little bit harder to make it back than it was to go. I wanted to have like rooms that were slightly harder on the second pass than the first because, spoiler alert, one of the main ways back is just coming the same way. And that area down there is kind of a spill out area with some different stuff if you fail to do the platforming. And same with this room. Oops, and I failed to grab it too. Um, that's kind of if you fail to make this jump, it's kind of like a spill out area. Um, Over here, you probably wouldn't come here right away. You'd probably like try and do the jump and then fail and then see the exclamation point. But most of the exclamation points I got hid in places where people would see them if they failed. I didn't want people to see the hint first and then instantly know how to solve it. I wanted people to be able to try and solve it once and then see the hint. So the hint here with my player character, if I press down just as I land from a fall, I can tuck and roll to mitigate damage and move more rapidly. The key is the second one there. What's amusing is a lot of people actually suggested that roll should mitigate damage in um, this game, and I think also the first demo. And I think in both of them it did mitigate damage, and people just suggested it should. And it's like, well, it does, so, good. So here's a little platforming room. A lot of people, this was probably the hardest room for people playing the game for the first time. The idea is you have to fall and grab this ledge. A lot of people got that instantly. They were like, oh, I get it. But they would hit the button at the wrong time, and I think it's a little bit too precise to I made it like you hit the button as you're beneath the ledge. That was a very logical time to me, and it also works for when the hit detection should grab a ledge above you, I thought, because like if you're jumping at the wall when you're level with it, I want you to grab a ledge above you. But I kind of made it too precise. It should be bigger. I'm not gonna have a whole bunch of ledges super close to each other. It should be pretty obvious which one you're trying to grab based on when you push the button. And then a lot of people got a little fucked up on this jump. You're supposed to just hit, up and away to do the jump, and then you have to release the button and press it again. And the idea, I thought that would be very obvious and intuitive, but the idea is that you holding shift is the equivalent of you um, holding the ledge, the player holding the ledge. So it's you holding the button is. I thought it would be very intuitive. Of course, you have to release the button and press it again because you're releasing a ledge and grabbing a new ledge. But a lot of people struggled with that. But maybe it'll come in time. A lot of the most common, I don't want to say criticism. The most common feedback I've gotten is it was unusual at first, but once I got used to it, it was very natural. And that's what I'm going for. But that one's maybe a little. That's probably going to be one of the harder things people have to adapt to. Anyway, we've got a button here that opens the gate. The gate's only open for a very small amount of time. Let's do this. Ooh, close one. And I got a coin for my efforts. The coins are one of the little collectibles. Oh, I forgot to mention what I was kind of trying to do with this video. That's kind of important, isn't it? This is just going to be a casual playthrough of the level. And what I'm going for is all achievements. I mentioned in the video when I was introducing the demo that hitting the escape key will bring up a list of achievements. It's also a pause button, I guess. And I wanted people to just see if they could find any of the achievements. And I had one person who found them all. I had several people who found a few. Almost everyone. No, I think literally everyone who played the game played it and then closed the game and then they were like, oh, forgot about the achievement page. So then they a few of them reopened it and tried to explore for achievements and whatnot. But I only had one person who found all of them. They're pretty hard to find, I guess. Well, I mean, I thought if you can find them all without me telling you what any of them are, then that can't be that hard, right? I hope I don't choke in the combat of this fucking demo. Just gonna hit him with the big old swing. This is the defensive comm, so he's not very good against that. Sometimes he'll parry it, but he'll never repost. It's the defensive weak comm. All the comms in this are weak comms, but the aggressive weak comm still gave a lot of people a hard time because maybe they didn't play the combat demo initially. There's something else I wanted to bring up. What was it? I'm gonna deliberately fall to the lower area right now. Oh, I forgot about that little. I should have held back. Forgot about the new mechanic. Oh, this is the wrong spot, but it's okay. I can still do it. This is not where... This is a fine place to spill out. I'm not normally over here on this side for this guy. I thought that was a thing. Oh, no, Ooh, counterpoked. Alright, good enough. You do the big swing, and he steps out of the way, and then you do the big swing again as he steps back into the way. That's one of the ways to beat him. There's a lot of ways to beat that guy. Anyway, this is the area that you kind of spill out into if you mess up. Oh, I did that wrong. This one barely gives you enough time. What it's kind of testing for here is it wants you to kind of spin in place and then quick stop. And then you've got barely enough time to slide under the gate. Oh, so when I designed this level, here's an aggressive comm. Hope he doesn't kill me. You can usually just kind of win by swinging at him. Just halt his approach. When I designed this level, I designed it so that you just kind of had the 1 HP, or the 1 attempt, I should say. You had 10 HP, even since the beginning. But when you died, you just went right back to the start. I had no checkpoints when I designed this level. So I added checkpoints since then. And because of that, there are certain things about the design of this level. I forgot about that. The slight pause when you transition screens. It's not intuitive even to me yet. It's kind of weird because it messes up your timing of landing. Maybe I could make it so that if you're midair, there's no pause between screen transitions. That's an interesting idea, but also it might be really messy if sometimes there's a pause between screen transitions and sometimes there isn't. I don't really want to think about that right now. What was I saying? Oh yeah, when I designed this level, I intended for people to kind of just do it in one go and just win. Eventually I added checkpoints before release. That does damage. I could have tucked and rolled. So here's another instance of what it's testing for here is the quick climb, if you know about the quick climb. If you do the quick climb, it's fairly easy. If you don't do the quick climb, it's impossible. And then if you got up here and you were too slow and you fell into this pit because you bumped into the gate, there would be this little tip thing. If I run towards the wall and climb just as I make contact, I can scale it more rapidly. So that's your hint, but you're not told right away because I want players to kind of be able to try and figure it out on their own before they do it. Anyway, stairs out of here. I put that block on the left because I was afraid someone would run all the way and bump the edge, and then die. But I should have put it a little bit higher so you don't take fall damage. Could have done that a little bit better. Oh, a dumb thing about what I did. I mentioned this in the video actually. the coins are in a super remote locations. A lot of people get that coin. That would be the last coin they get for a while, and then they'd like, uh, they die somewhere and be teleported to that coin. It was just very inconvenient. Some of the falls I did were just very punishing if you like, just a big wraparound. So here's the key. You can run almost straight to this key and run almost straight back from it. The key counts as a checkpoint too. So theoretically, if I died, I would be able to just warp straight back to the key. Oops, I died. Press R to respawn, and here I am. And you can see a little lip over there. I think all but one person had the idea to jump over and try and grab that ledge. And because I am a kind person, you respawn right up here because you just grabbed the key, hopefully. So, you actually don't get punished at all for attempting that. I was thinking that it was far enough away. On my initial release, again, or not on right before release, I didn't have checkpoints. So I thought people would be unwilling to try and jump over there because they just spent all that time getting over here. So it's just like, oh, it'd be kind of like, I thought that pause that it would give people would make them not want to try, which I thought was kind of enticing because I was like, I want it to be only something certain people would find kind of the other half of the level. So I have the key. I could just go back to the door, but let's keep exploring just cause. You can see in this room there's a roof. Keep that in mind. Remember the roof. That's like a hint. That roof is a hint. Let's do a little bit of climbing. There's a guy. We'll kill the guy. It's a defensive comm 1. I got him. Yes, I got the loops. So in that last area where there was a roof, you know that there's something over there, hopefully. Well, you can kind of glean from that there could be something over there. You're not going to jump and then fall into the giant pit, is the idea, because you saw that there was like platforming. Maybe you could bump into a wall instantly and then fall, but that's not so bad. I had one person find the secret room. I put a secret room in the first demo, and now I put a secret room in the second demo. Ta-da! It's the secret room. And then there's an exclamation point. You can use the exclamation point. You can do the command. You can talk with the crow, and he says something to you, and it's kind of cute. But I'm not going to show it off in here, so if you want to look at it, you could just play yourself. But one of the achievements is to find this room. Find the crow. That's one of the hardest achievements to find, I guess, because only one person found it. This is probably the cruelest room in the demo, and I actually really regret this. I like the idea a lot. The idea is very cool. There's a button midair, and you have to time your button press with the button midair, and then still grab the ledge once the door opens. So it's quite a lot to handle all at once. But the problem with this room is that I made it way too punishing. I made it just spill out into the room earlier, where you had to roll into the gate after rolling from the fall, and I really hope I usually don't mess up this jump. I've only messed it up a few times, but like, the stress is high when you do this jump. You know what I mean? It's too punishing. This room is way too punishing. I had a lot of people mess this room up, and then it's like a 1 minute circuit to get back here. It's really stupid. So like, I regret that. I shouldn't have made that hard. Or I'm not. It's fine. The difficulty is fine for the actual jump and hitting the button and grabbing the ledge. That part all works well. It's just that it's too punishing. I should have just made it kill you, but again, I didn't have checkpoints, so I thought people would just have their one health bar, and when they died, so they would be like, oh no, I have to. I thought it killing you would be too cruel, but the thing I did was actually more cruel because I had the checkpoints. I don't remember if there's actually a tip in this room. I had one in development, and I think I took it out, yeah. It's kind of like the same as stuff you've already been doing by this point. I hope I don't die on this fall. This step is kind of awkward. I wanted the player to have to go down twice, but like, I don't know, it's just awkward. If you just jump off blindly, you'll go off the screen. It's just weird. Anyway, we're getting to the end of this almost. Here's a cool little section. I like this little jump. I felt kind of happy when I designed this. That feels cool. It feels good to do. This room actually has no coin at all. It's just a guy. It's just a secret guy. We're going to kill him. Will I do the block repost? He faked me out. Oh, I got the block repost. This is a secret mechanic. Oh, he didn't step in that time. He's timid now. He's too afraid. I thought he always stepped in. Let's just kill him. Block repost is a stupid mechanic that I'm going to take out. I'm dead serious. I've actually already taken it out in the current build of the game. It's dumb. It doesn't work. I'll talk about that when I do the combat mechanics video that I'll do next. I promise. So I killed that guy, and I think that was the last guy in the stage, and we can find out very easily because I hit the button to see if I killed everyone, and I don't have it. Oh, I think you have to beat the level. So we'll see that later. So here's a cool little room. I kind of redesigned it twice. So when you're going down here, You barely have enough time if you do this thing where you roll towards the ledge and it turns you down. It grabs the ledge automatically. And right here on the second one, you have to do it. And I designed that like, oh, people will realize if they roll towards the edge, they get down more quickly, and so they'll be able to use that. So they'll do that on the top one too, and you need to do it on both in order to get here in time. But I added the little tip at the bottom too. If I roll towards an edge, I should probably have a ledge. I can quickly hang down from it. Lots of tips. I gave the player lots of tips on how to win. There was a little bit of bugginess in the room on the first pass. Fortunately, I fixed it before release, so you guys will never know. Whoa! You don't have to be standing still to hit the buttons. You can hit them while you're doing anything. So I could just do it starting from a run. What? It's close. And then over here is the level's last coin. And I think there's an achievement for that. Collected all the coins. Mwah. And now I'm back in the start. And I got all the enemies, and I got the key, and now we can just beat level. You win. So there's my general playthrough. You can see now that I've killed all the enemies, then beat the level. There are still 2 achievements left. I should be able to get them both in one go, and it should be fairly easy, but I hope I don't choke it. I don't know if I'll have much to say as I'm doing it. I heard my cat meow really loudly from downstairs. I forget the strat here. I had like some elaborate strat. That could have been a little bit cleaner, but I'll take it. I probably shouldn't have knocked those over. Go, go, go! You may have guessed, but this is a speed run now. It's actually more of a speed walk, because I gave the player about 30 extra seconds compared to the best time I could get. So it's not actually very difficult. I think that was not the optimal way to do this. Still decent though. Alright, we'll just ignore him. I think I don't remember if it was faster to roll there or what. I had like some scheme of what the fastest thing to do that was. That was scary. I didn't remember if I was going to make it or not. Alright, should be pretty smooth goings from here on out. I've got until I think a minute 30 to beat the level. I did it. Alright, let's see if we got all the achievos. Beat level in under 90 seconds, collected all the coins, killed all the enemies, then beat level, killed no enemies, then beat level, and found the crow. Looking pretty good. One amusing thing about this demo as I released it is that, how do I get back to the start? I added the respawning, and I didn't actually test the combat demo. I just included the combat demo because why not, right? I have it. Let's just put it in there so people can try the combat. But if you actually die in the combat demo, if you're a little bit careless and you die, the respawn message appears. And if you press respawn, the game just crashes if you press R. Of course, you still have fast respawning with the various number keys, but it's just kind of funny because I did not plan for that. I never opened this after, like, let's watch the white comm endlessly dance with me. Anyway, that's some of the level design. The big failing, I think, was that I made it so that I should have shown off one of the circuits you have to do just to show off how long it is. I didn't actually fall and miss any of my jumps and have to kind of loop back again. I forgot the white one never attacked you. I forgot that was in his code. I thought he just danced forever. I guess he does eventually kill you sometimes. What are the odds of him doing that? I've got to look at that again. I guess it's just to prevent you from just standing there endlessly. It's fairly easy to kill this guy if you just time your button presses with him walking in. He's supposed to be an unbeatable comm, but he's actually not very unbeatable at all. He's pretty easy to beat. Oh, he attacked me again. It's fine, I got 10 health now. When I designed this guy, he was intended to be a 3 HP. Fight him with a 3 HP. I could probably fight him without taking any damage with the right strat. I don't remember what the strats were, though. Oh, you just feint versus him, that's right. He's like free to fainting. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. I was too fast. I made it way too quick. Anyway, I beat the unbeatable comm super easily. I'll make a video pretty soon about... I already made a video showing off strats against the comms, but I'll talk a little about the comm AI and how they work and some of the strengths and weaknesses. And I'm going to change the comm AI because I'm going to change the combat mechanics because I'm not super satisfied with them yet. Some of the things work really well. Some of the things work really poorly. I've actually got a huge text file on my desktop right now that I'm looking at. This is just I've been working on for the last day. There's every combat mechanic in the game right now, and the ones that work well, the ones that are kind of okay, and the ones that work poorly. And I'm just trying to figure out how I can tie all the things, either remove the things that don't work well or tie them together in a way that they're kind of more, they work well with the things that already work. But I'll make a video about that later. So I guess it's the end of this one. Thanks for watching.